Good morning to you all. I am so excited. We have a new series that we're going to be joining in on every Wednesday. I am getting very concerned about how high all the prices are going up, especially for the food prices. And I know we can still live on a budget if we just really think hard before starting our grocery shopping and plan our meals out and how we can budget and feed our families well on a budget of $5 or less a meal. I know it's going to sound horrible. How could you possibly feed a family? Well, not a family, there's just me and my husband. So this really is a family of two. But for the two of us, I can easily feed us $5 a meal with a little bit of budgeting and thinking out of the box before starting any meal I put together. This group are awesome. They share with you so many different creative ideas that you can make a dinner for $5 or less. Please go and check everyone out on the playlist. This is a wonderful, inspiring group to give you so many great ideas for the kitchen and how to prepare stuff, and not something you have to spend all day in the kitchen with either. You can be like me, you can cook 2 or 3 meals at one time, and you're done for the next 4 or 5 days. Today, we're going to share a one-pot meal that can feed a family of 4 easily with no trouble and have leftovers for a second meal. If you want to see what I did, stay tuned and watch more. Now, another thing I am also doing, Sassy Gal Prepping. I've been joining in with her for about a month or two, and I'm going to start doing a more committed to her and do it every week. I haven't been doing very well doing that. And I'm going to try to buy something for $5 or less and use it on my meal plan for $5 or less. We'll see if I can work both these in to these two channels. They're both great. They're both worrying and concerned about how much we spend at the grocery store and give us lots of inspiration. This week, when I was buying my groceries, $5 or less grocery shopping, I got tomato sauce, Stater Brothers brand, 59 cents for this small can, and it will be enough for the menu that I'm going to do today. Guess what I'm putting together? Spanish rice. And I am not going to be using that many ingredients. You do not have to use Italian seasonings. I put Italian seasonings in everything I prepare. And so Italian seasonings, garlic salt, and lemon pepper are my seasonings to always go to. You can season your food any way you want. You can make as much as you want or as little as you want. You decide what you want to do. Now, I'm going to be making this giant pot of Spanish rice, but it's going to be 2 different meals, and the second meal you'll see next week. But this week, we're doing the Spanish rice. Now, all the seasonings I already had, I'm going to put frozen vegetables in it. They were $2.79 for a big bag, and I already had that also, and that will make probably about 6 meals for me and grandfather on the veggies. So as you can see, it's not going to cost me all that much, 50 cents for that. The onions I already had too, and that's $2.99 for a bag of onions. They're on the small side, but I use 1 small onion for each of these dishes that I made. So that doesn't cost me a lot either. And that was for 3 pounds. They, believe it or not, they had no hamburger meat at the grocery store when I went. All they had was hamburger patties, and I had to buy 2. Now, for this dish, I used 1 hamburger patty, but it's for 2 different dishes because I chopped up this 1 hamburger patty and a small onion, and it's going to be making Spanish rice, half of it, and the other half is going for another meal next week you're going to see. Now, I browned my hamburger meat halfway, then I put my onion in to finish cooking it up. I put my rice in. I put 2 cups of rice because this is going to make 2 separate meals altogether. And I'm going to put 2 cups of water in on this. Once this rice browns up a little bit and my onion and my rice and my meat are fully cooked, I'm going to put the 2 cups of water in over this mixture, as you can see. Then I'm going to cover it with a lid and let it simmer until the rice cooks. You can start checking it in about 20 minutes and see how it's doing. If you need to add any more water. Oh, I almost forgot. You know, I'm always forgetting something. Before you put that lid on, put that tomato sauce on. I used 1 can of tomato sauce. It was 59 cents, so that wasn't too expensive. The meat was $3, but we're using it for 2 separate meals, so I'm giving it $1.50 for the meat. The rice probably came to $1, but because we're doing 2 totally different meals, we're counting that as 50 cents. The onion, 50 cents, and the vegetables maybe about 50 cents per meal also, because all the vegetables that are in this and the rice are going to go for the second meal, and I'm going to show you next week what we can do with it. Look at how wonderful this rice turned out. It is so flavorful, so good, and so yummy. Now, when I put those veggies in, I put them in when the rice was almost done and then cooked them up in it. Now, these are very generous portions, as you're going to see. They're not skimpy at all. All your meat, your vegetables, your rice, everything is in one pot meal. You don't even have a big cleanup to do. How much easier can Grandma make it for you? This really was so good and tasty. We ate 2 days off of this rice, and we could have easily eaten another 2 days. But you know, it gets boring when you eat too many days eating one thing. So the leftovers, we are going to make a different dish with it. So keep in mind, Grandma makes sure that we can stretch this food bill out. This came to under $4 if you divide it up into 2 meals. This is how much rice I had left in that pan after we had 2 full meals off of it. So you can easily see we could easily make 3 meals off of it. Easily could feed a family of 4 twice with no trouble. And probably still have enough for another meal. I'm going to show you next week what we're going to do with leftover rice. So don't forget, keep coming and checking out. Every Wednesday, we're doing these wonderful $5 meals with this wonderful channel. Please go check out the playlist because they're all awesome creators that join in every week. And they're going to inspire us to eat more cost-effective. And also, and don't forget, my other channel, it's a prepping channel, to buy groceries, prepping the pantry for $5 less. Now that isn't easy either, but it can be done. And that's on Friday.